What is Open Seminary? As the name suggests, it's a seminary without walls. We try to do theology where theory and practice is broken down, where it's acknowledged that it's intention, but it's brought into dialogue. The best place, we believe, where you can see that happen is to actually spend time with people who are on the ground, who are doing it every day. And it goes to pastors and leaders in local churches to learn to do theology that will make a difference in the local context.
Because of the open concept and the way the program is designed, the experience of having all of those persons' experiences engulfed in what I'm already into makes my experience just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, God blesses people in so many different ways, and you get to see how He's blessed others, how important God is to others, and how you can, where I can be more accepting of people who are different from me, and understand more so where they come from, and what their story is about. And the good thing is that their story is always about God, and it's just brought to me in a different fashion than what my experience has been.
I chose Open Seminary firstly because I could study online, and secondly, I find that and in America, things are almost 100 years ahead of what we're doing in South Africa, because, my church is about 100 years old, and you have a 200-year history. So there's 100 years that you're ahead of us that I can learn from. So we don't make the same mistakes, that we can improve almost immediately by about 100 years in the way you do things. And I like that. I think that is a nice big challenge for me to move it forward, to move my church forward.
What stood out mostly about Open Seminary, it was a few things. I looked around for other programs and found that with the quality of education, the topics that were being taught, that Open Seminary was much more affordable than some of the other programs that I researched. In terms of flexibility, I was sort of reluctant when I started to get my master's because I didn't want to take away time from my family. That's very important to me. And my job can be hectic at times. I'm often traveling on the road, and it requires a great deal of my time. With the flexibility that Open Seminary provides, it allows me to be able to juggle all those different aspects of my life and also get the quality education I need to, because how the program is structured and laid out.
I wanted to study something that I absolutely loved, and most of the options out there were not things that I was as much interested in. And when I saw this degree program where I could actually just really be delving into the Bible and studying the Bible and what it means to me in a practical way, I was just fascinated by that.
If I think over the 12, 13 years that I have been doing Open Seminary, I have had students who lead very large churches across the world, multiple thousands of members. But then I've also had the lay, so-called lay person, the person who's not on paid staff, who has been involved in local church work for a long time, has read in this area, has studied on their own, but they don't have a framework. They're relying on the next book, on the next best thing, And that student too comes into this program, and they learn how to do theology for themselves. So we don't really limit who comes. If they have the academic qualifications to enter the program, if they've been involved in local church, they come. I would say there's two other prerequisites for me: that they want to know God better, that they want to grow in their understanding of God, and that they love the local church, that they want to be involved in some faith community where they can make a difference in this world.